This is Soulful Living Radio, inspiring stories and expert guests to help you get out of your head and into your heart. With your host, Lisa James.
Well, hello there. Welcome to Soulful Living Radio. I'm Lisa James, your host, and I'm super excited to have with me my dear friend and colleague, Lisa Pepper-Satkin. She is an executive therapeutic coach, as well as the founder and creator of an amazing program called My Hearty Kid, which I want to know all about. And she's also the author of a children's book called A Pocket Full of Love. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
So much, Lise. I love watching you grow your tribe and all the work you do.
You
so
too.
Inspires me. So I'm happy to be here.
You too. And I'm super excited to have you here too. So first of all, congratulations on everything. I've just been thrilled to, especially the book. That's your second book, I believe, correct?
It is. The other one is Sweet and Simple Journey, helping kids navigate grief and loss.
What an important.
A caterpillar tries to find its dad.
Oh.
I know. I really like that one.
The
Pocket Full of Love is a real life children's book. I mean, I went from start to finish.
Wow.
That
is amazing. I know. So I just wanted to get that right out the gate, how proud I am of you, of all that you've done. So can you explain a little bit about what an executive therapeutic coach is? Because I don't think my listeners would be familiar with that as a job title. What do you do for people?
Well, it's really a body of work that I created, and it combines all of my experience with therapy and psychology, and then all of my experience with coaching clients. And I had an experience today with a woman who has been a scientist her whole life, and now she's designing jewelry. And she can't figure out why she's so afraid to market her jewelry. And her business coach keeps telling her, just go out there and call on jewelry stores. And that's really brilliant advice. But what I was able to help her see, she won a session with me at an auction or something, a silent auction of a company that I donate to. And what she was able to see is what's getting in her way. So it's this important understanding of not just coaching, but diving into our psychology. And that's what I'm particularly gifted at, helping people navigate both fields.
First of all, my hands are.
Does that make sense?
Yes, my hands are sweating. I'm so excited by what you just said, because I love that you just mentioned a woman who was a scientist for probably many years and then decided to do something creative. And when she wanted to put it out there, it suddenly was like, I can't do this. I cannot, paralyzed probably, right? With lots of fears about, yes.
Absolutely.
I love that. So you help people navigate that, and you help people really figure out what's holding them back. And that's a beautiful, which is very similar to My Hearty Kid as well, isn't it? That's kind of the same. As I was reading your things and just reflecting on you and all the work you do, and I got very, excited, because My Hearty Kid applies just as much to adults, I think, as it does children, doesn't it? What do you think?
Oh, you get it. I mean, if more kids have My Hearty Kid, then we'll see less adults struggling in the way, like the woman that I met with today. So My Hearty Kid is a program to teach kids how to go in and really know who they are from the inside out. I hope that makes sense to your listeners. So for kids to be able to talk about what they're really good at, or what makes them feel really afraid, or what makes them feel very glad or hopeful, or their big dreams, then the more bold and brave they're going to be through middle school, high school, college. I mean, I've firsthand witnessed it with my own kids and their friends. So that's what the program is. But now it's exciting because it's expanding to teach parents how to do this. Because if you didn't get it, then you don't know how to parent in that way. Yes. So that's my next body of work, is guiding parents on how to do that.
Yes,
So,
yes. I love that. Well, and the My Hearty Kids started from your own daughter having anxiety and things with kindergarten. Is that correct?
no, her friend, she had a really good
Mhm.
friend, this sweet girl named Ella, who I still know today, was afraid to raise her hand in kindergarten. And so, at pickup, I couldn't fathom that. So I just said to her, Ella, if you practice being brave all week, I will make you a surprise. And so that's what I did. I made her this funny looking toy at the end of the week, has this heart head and these outstretched arms and legs. And she loved it. And my kids loved it. And all the other kids loved it. And so they all said, make us one. And from there, the program blossomed. It
And
still has room to blossom more. The idea was sparked, speaking of intuition.
okay, exactly. So that's the
Right.
other thing I was going to tap in. There's so many things we can talk about. Like, I feel like I could go here, there, and everywhere with this. Just this alone, to me, is so many multifaceted, right? Including the work that you do with adult clients. So tell me about, first of all, I want to backtrack just to you and what I love about, and I've told you this before, how you started wanting to be a therapist is when you were about 8. I think you were 8, and you started your own like women's circle, basically young girls circle. Kind of. Can you tell people what you did? And I love, well, you know which part's my favorite, but go ahead.
When I was in the 3rd grade,
Yeah.
and I grew up in Utah, and in Utah, there's a dominant faith there that doesn't really promote swearing. It doesn't promote anything. Nothing. You can't do anything bad. Well, that sounded insane to me, even as an 8-year-old or 9-year-old or 10-year-old, however old I was. And so I decided at recess that I should make a safe space for girls to swear.
I love this. Yes. Yes.
So that's what I did. We just gathered, and it was fun to say the F bomb or all the swear words. And to this day, I mean, I am a proponent of swearing.
Neat.
I think you stub your toe and you say shit, it
Yes.
helps you feel better.
I greatly respect a woman that can throw the F-bomb. I do. Right?
Totally.
I do. I think it has its place, and there's many places it can be had. So I totally love that. And so then you became a therapist, you do the work you do now. And then, do you find that as you went from there to where you are now and all the things you've done, let's talk about intuition for a moment. How much has intuition played a part in your journey in terms of your professional life and your creative life?
Oh, it is my backbone. It is with me at all times, and I'm reminded of it over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So something happened after I made those initial Hearty Kids. I'd signed up to be in a mastermind group, and in the morning of the first day of the mastermind, I woke up, and in order to get out of bed, my hand touched one of my kids' Hearty Kids. And I was like, that's it. That's it.
Wow.
That's my project for the mastermind. I hadn't come up with it. That's an intuitive download. Mm-hmm. When I wrote Pocket Full of Love, it started out as love for Ella, love from Ella, I think. Oh, it was love from Ella. And that was an intuitive download in the middle of the night. One night, somebody had said to me, there should be a children's book. And I paid attention, and the downloads come and the connections with people come. I don't know how to quiet it or ignore it. It is my guiding force. It really is.
Are there times when you seem to really trust this inner knowing, this voice, the messages that come to you? Is that always the case, or are there times when your logical brain's like, because I find that with my clients in my community a lot, where their intuition is talking to them, but for some reason they're overriding it with this fucking thinking brain that we have. Do you ever have that issue?
Mine's a little bit in the reverse. My intuitive or my higher vibrational thinking is like, yes, 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 yes. And I can override it with my logic. Like, no, I shouldn't believe my intuition. So, for example, I signed up for a mastermind, this other very cool mastermind group. I try and do a mastermind every year.
Yeah.
And my odometer was on 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6 ones,
Shut.
the front door. So I was already in before I was on the call.
Yeah.
And there's a way that I can use my intuition to kind of give me what I want, right? I wanted to be in this mastermind. So I had it all lined up. I mean, I didn't drive around and tell the odometer that, but I did piece that all together. As much as I know about myself and as intuitive as I am, I still wrestle with the anxiety gremlins and the fear of like, well, what if no one shows up? Or what if nobody signs up? And that happens to me all the time. And I think we have to just recognize like, oh, you're back. Fear gremlin, anxiety gremlin, inner critic. You're back. Oh, so you're here to try and protect me. Okay, my higher thinking is I don't really need your protection. And so I need you to kind of like go find someone else, really.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who will open the door to you, but I need to be one house where you don't get to come in and eat for free and sleep for free and hang out for free.
I am goosebumping right now. I am loving that analogy. I am not the house where you get to eat for free. That is genius. I love that.
And anxiety loves a free buffet. So if you give them money or body issues or relationship issues, raising our kids or our businesses or our online programs or whatever, they'll just camp out on the couch, and we have to gently let them go on their way.
And is this something that you innately sort of knew? Did you learn how to do? Was it, or is this something you were, explain that a little bit to everybody.
Well, I was lucky enough to start therapy when I was 10. When my parents got divorced, I said, I want to go to therapy. Wow. And there's this great story that I have about my therapist who, she would sit there and smoke cigarettes and we would eat donuts. I would bring her donuts every week. And at 10 to the hour, her dog would stand up like the session was over. Those are the olden days of 50 minutes. I don't know. I guess that's so the therapist can go to the bathroom or something.
I like how her dog was just, her alarm clock going off. Yeah.
And when I graduated from graduate school, I ran into her. And I invited her. I was having my party to celebrate becoming a therapist that night. And I invited her and she came. And she had cataract surgery. So she couldn't see. And so I got to feed her. What? She was like in her 80s. It was exquisite. It was just this beautiful cycle of giving. Yeah. And so I think she really taught me healthy thinking early on.
That is beautiful. And it's attainable for anyone. I think one of the gifts we can give to people is letting them know that everybody has that inner voice, that mind chatter, whatever you want to call it. I love your anxiety gremlin, your fear gremlin, that every human has that. That's just the nature of the human mind, how it works. And that's really relieving to people when they hear that. It's like, oh, I thought that was my intellect or my logic. It's like, nope. So how do you tell the difference, between the two in terms of well, you do need logic, right? You need logic to make things happen. When you have, let's say you have a My Hearty Kid or a book you want to write, and you have certain steps you have to take to make that happen. But then you also have the inner critic or the monkey mind who can be very sophisticated and morph into, how can you tell the difference? What are, in your view, what do you think?
Well, I'll use this woman that I sat with today, the neuroscientist jeweler. She was so smart. She actually had me convinced that her fear was real.
Had you convinced, not just herself?
Oh, she had herself totally.
Right.
Her job coming into the session was to convince me that her fear was real.
Wow.
And so what I did was I came back with her own letter. And I had this way in session where I can cut and paste someone's writing and put it into my art app. And we edited the letter. I just asked her line by line, do you believe this? Is this still applicable? What about this? Is this true? Yes, that's true. No, that part isn't true. That's my fear. And so in session, I edited the letter. And then I had her reread me her new letter.
Wow.
We got a lot done in an hour.
That is powerful.
Amazing. Yeah, it was really, really good. So then we sort of just kicked her fear out of here. Oh, what did I want to sit with her fear with? I only got to be with her for an hour.
Yeah. Wow.
I didn't want to arm wrestle her fear. I wanted to ignite inspiration and hope in her.
Yeah.
And she left here just sort of blown away, like, oh, you mean I don't have to do my own PR? I don't have to sell my own jewelry. I get to be a visionary.
Wow.
I get to be creative. Yeah, it was really cool.
I love that. Well, and the thing that's funny about the creativity is when we want to be creative, that's when the fear comes knocking the hardest, I feel like, because it's something that we're creating from within. That's why entrepreneurship, you work for someone else, you clock in, you clock out, you do a good job, you want to do a good job, you get your review from your boss, but it's still someone else. It's under someone else's thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But when when you're making something yourself and you're offering it to everybody, it's kind of like when you're a little kid and you're showing your artwork to your parents. Do you like that? Right? That's the biggest struggle for entrepreneurs for sure. Oh my God. I love that.
Now here's what was super cool too, is everything that I was saying to her, I then circled back and I was like, okay, Missy, where's your fear getting in the, I'm always working on myself in the same way that I'm asking people to work on themselves.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's, I think, valuable because I know you do the same thing.
Yep.
And so that's valuable for your clients to know, like, we're not just sitting over here like we got it going on. We're working it day in and day out with daily practices, with everything.
Exactly. And there are some days where the practices are out the fucking window and I'm just, and I'm on the couch like a slug for the entire day because I just don't, and that's human. And that's important for everybody to hear that too, that even the most successful people on the outside who are just all shiny and doing all these amazing things have days where they feel like they just can't, for whatever reason. And those days are okay. That's when you got to turn inward a little bit for sure.
Right. And one thing about that I say, encourage my clients that when you're not on your game, it isn't about beating yourself up about falling off of your game. It's about how do you get back to center? What are your solid practices of getting back to your center?
Wow.
Right? Like,
yeah,
that makes so much sense to me for people. Like, just game back on. Like Monday morning eating right,
Yeah. And as I'm listening to you, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be sitting at her circle or at a workshop because I just love your style. I love the way you look at the world. And I love so many things about you. I love everything about you. Tell us, you do workshops, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Okay. So what I'm loving doing right now is my monthly inspired women's circle on Zoom. So that's free and open to conscious, cool women. So any of the women can come, and you can come.
I was just going to say hand raising. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots of swearing, I'm assuming. And
oh, hell yeah.
And donuts. Yeah.
That's the first Monday of the month. Except when the first Monday is a holiday, then and then I lead retreats once a year. But I just talked to a woman today who said, I want to do work with you. And she's a horse healer. She said, we got to get the horses involved. So it's going to be something super awesome with women and nature and food and horses and love and hearts, of course, hearts.
Yes. Horses are, I have a few people that are recently in my world, that one woman who does healing stuff with horses. And I am obsessed with how horses are so in tune to humans and healing, and they just seem to know. I don't know. I just love that are you a horse person? Do you know anything? No, me neither. Yeah, exactly.
But I get their power. I get their power and I get their strength, and I'm excited to partner with her.
Yes.
To partner, in a deep way with really powerful women like yourself.
Well, so tell me about when you're running it, when roughly in the year, and how can people find out about that specifically? And then we'll talk about that later. But
well, I put any events or any retreats I do, I put it on my website.
Okay.
LisaPepper-Satkin.com.
Great.
Events. My retreat in this October is filled. And then I start taking applications around June for that, for the following October. Because that has to be a super hand-selected, conscious group of women, because I take you on a very deep dive and pamper you. So I gotta love you, because I'm gonna pamper you for 4 days. I gotta really love you.
That's right. And is it always in the same place? Do you?
It's always in the same area. It's Northern California.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yes.
And then I'm super excited because I'm creating an online workshop platform, something. I'm cooking it up, but it's around parents having more fun parenting conscious kids.
Yes. Conscious kids and conscious parenting. Oh, I love that. That's something you can work with kids all you want. But like you said earlier, if the parents are not given the tools and the insight, they can't carry on what the kids need, how they need them to show up for themselves and for their kids. That's amazing. What are do you have any daily practices sort of that you try to do? Yeah. Okay. Can you share?
Okay. So I'm an early bird.
Yeah.
Which it's really true. The early bird gets the hot cup of coffee.
Yes.
So I leave my house and I go to the coffee shop with the same group of old men. Oh, they won't hear this, I don't think, but
no, probably not.
Old dudes that sit every day. And I sit by myself and I write my intentions and my affirmations and my visions, and I draw and I think and I journal and I read, and I just launch my day in a really healthy, intentional way. And they do it every day of the week.
Even on the weekends?
7 days a week.
Wow.
But it's not I gotta go do my practice.
No.
Like my abs, I have to do abdominal work. That is like, oh shit, I gotta do my abs or my trainer. I get a text from my trainer.
Yeah.
But my daily practices, that's like my lifeblood. I get up and I go to the coffee shop, and everybody at the coffee shop knows that I'm there doing my work. I'm not very social. I mean, I'm kind to everybody, but I'm in my bubble of setting the stage for my work and my life.
Wow. And your artwork. So I remember that you do these amazing affirmations with beautiful art, and that's just for you, right? That's not something you're thinking of creating something around.
Well, my book about grief and loss has my art in it. Mm-hmm. And my art's coming out. I'm coming out.
Woo! I'm coming out.
That's right.
I want the world to know. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I've been sending my art out to a lot of people. Like if people say something cool, I'll make a piece of art and send it. And people are like, oh my God, it's great. Can I post it? So I know it's time for me to own. I have a certain style and people like it. So it's time.
And tell me, okay, so I know you're a big fan of affirmations, not just for you, but they're on the Hearty Kids. They have, right? So they have the little affirmation card in there that you can exchange. Is that right? It's a pocket that you can put in. So because affirmations, some people are like, oh, they don't work. And some people are like, they're super powerful. So tell me why you're so passionate about affirmations. I know you're passionate about them in all of your areas of your life, right?
Well, they're ageless, but you're setting an intention, right?
Yep.
If I teach kids, the whole premise of My Hearty Kid is to get kids to kind of raise their arms up really high, like the Hearty Kid toy, and say, I am. And owning, I am creative, or I am athletic, or I am focused. One little kid said to me the other day, I am a genius.
Wow.
You know, that fifth grader.
Wow.
We could meet him in 15 years and we know he's going to be super successful in whatever he does. It's a way that he just owns it.
Yeah.
They're just affirming who you know yourself to be is a hell of a lot better than affirming your inner critic, right?
Yeah.
So there is a practice of, the whole thing with positive thinking and The Secret, and go for it. It's not going to hurt anything.
That's true. Yeah.
And so I think it's a practice too. It's a very private practice because you can feel kind of shy sometimes affirming something you're not quite there about. Like, I'll share my own secret. Like, my relationship with my husband, I have to work really hard at affirming that it is exactly where I need to be right now.
Wow.
That's tricky for me because sometimes I don't believe it. And so I get to do that work privately, except now that I've shared it with you all.
Because we're going to get right in your business, Yeah.
It's good. You got to get, I'm not vulnerable.
Yeah.
Your audience doesn't get to be. So what I do with that is I just keep working it.
Yeah.
I just keep working it.
Beautiful.
I go for progress, not perfection.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yay. Awesome. Well, this was amazing. I could talk to you for 10 hours. I love it.
For 10 hours.
Let's just talk for 10 hours. I love it. So you've share your website again. Tell us what's coming up for you and how people can find you in the world.
So the next cool thing that is available for pre-order is my Love Big game. It's an interactive card game that helps you grow love for yourself and for others. And all of my stuff's in my Etsy shop called myheartykid.com.
Okay.
And my Monday call, the first Monday of the month, retreats.
It's all coming. I love it. The Love Big game. I didn't even hear about this one. This is you have to tell me more about this before we go.
Send you one
okay, good. No, you don't have to do. Well, okay, sure. I'll take it. What am I saying? I'm receiving. Thank you. That'd be amazing. Yes.
It is so cool. So it's a card game and they have all these different questions on it. So it's great for classrooms. It's great for offices. It's great for board meetings. It's great for families at dinner. We played it every night when we were on vacation and it never got old. It never got boring.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Love Big game. And your website again is
Lisa Pepper-Satkin.com.
Awesome.
And myheartykid.com.
myheartykid.com. And Etsy is My Hearty Kid.
Yeah. My Etsy shop is My Hearty Kid. All one word. My Hearty Kid.
Love it. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I am so privileged and honored to be able to spend this time with you and you being so generous with chatting with our peeps about all things intuition and love and loving yourself. I love that. Thank you, Lisa. Take care.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.